What's up, y'all? Big Red here, coming to another Fallout 76 video on the channel. And here we go. Wait a second, we'll come back to Earl to go over the build, but this is going to be the ultimate unarmed Ghoul build in Fallout 76 that can handle any content. One punch hitter, no quitter, go getter type of build that I have you just destroy everything in the wasteland. And the only limitation will be going through the raids, but even then there's a fix for all that. We always have our auto axe or your shredder to switch to when you need it. But everything else, any boss, I'm not going to say it's going to be the quickest. I'm not saying it's going to replace your Gatling Plasma or your auto axe or your shredder for DPS, but really though, it is an really underrated weapon. Look at 2 hits on that alien guy. I'm not saying he was hard as still a mini boss, but I mean, there's nothing you're not going to one hit in the wasteland besides a Murloc Queen or a Scorchmist Queen, but maybe Behemoth. But everything else you're going to destroy with one punch, even with very little invested into your strength. But yeah, so thank you, my subscribers. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Appreciate y'all. Hope y'all thriving and surviving out there in the wasteland. We're gonna get right into it. As you just see, will you be able to get your hits in events? As you can see, yes. You run and gun, jump and land, and punch at the same time, and you're gonna just blow stuff up, man. Like it is nobody's business. It is a super fun play style. Like it's very underrated. I mean, pound for pound, it is one of the most powerful builds. I mean, still holds the record for shortest time on Earl with 1 second. Now, I know you can't get that anymore, but it could definitely, it takes on any boss without a problem. And who doesn't want to just punch something in the face and see it blow up? Very satisfying, very fun, in my opinion. One of the most fun builds to play in Fallout. Not because you're destroying all the bosses so quick, but it's just fun to punch stuff. Alright, let's get right into it, and we will go and we will showcase, we'll go through West Tech a little bit. Let me show you a little bit without no buffs what this build does. You don't have to have any buffs, you don't have to have any food buffs to make it to one hit everything. Now the more buffs you have, yes, the more OP it's going to be, as with anything, but it's not really necessary for regular content running through the wasteland doing events. No need to have a bunch of buffs, but for bosses I would recommend buffing up always. With that being said, let's get right into it. Alright, here we are in West Tech. Let's just showcase a little bit how powerful this one-arm build really is. Let's see, we got minus strength. I didn't cancel out any serums. I didn't cancel out any negative effects. I don't got anything boosting my strength. I don't got a tasty dish going. All we have is our feral strength and radioactive strength acting together for our power attack damage. And yeah, it's super powerful. I don't even have we'll put the Gunslinger Master on in a minute, but going through here we don't even have to have it with our 18 or 19 stacks maxed out. We got Exploding Palm, Feral Rage, and we got the Hack and Slash for show you the difference. Hack and Slash works better, more area damage. Exploding Palm doesn't do as much, but yeah, let's show you the options to run with there. No need for take one for the team unless we're doing something like a boss or something tanky, like a Murloc Queen. But alright, let's show you just how powerful this thing can be. Look at that. No problem. With all the negative effects I have with addictions and with the serums we have. Let's see if we can get Hack and Slash to kick on, so we can get a couple of these guys, come a little closer, get them a little bit. Come on. Need him to get a little bit closer. Come on. See if we can get hack and slash to work. Look at that. Hack and slash. We almost killed him. That's what that almost killed him too. We took out 2 and a dog. Look at that. 1 hit, no problem at all. Not an issue. Super powerful, super fun build. You don't have to worry about are you going to be getting your hits in? Yes, you'll be able to do more than okay on any content, run around, and even with going into raids, I'll show you what we'll do. We can't use one arm, unfortunately. I mean, you can, but you have to go. You can't get it in one swipe. That's what I mean. All right, so you see how powerful it is with super mutants. 1 hit like it's nothing. All right, now let's put back on our gunslinger thing, master. All right, let's. Somebody's shooting at me. But you'll give me more than okay any content, and like I say, we'll be able to go do stuff with the raids. Let's go back home. All right, let's go see a Murloc Queen real quick, and we'll add to really? Look at that, 2896. There's nothing you can't one hit in the wasteland besides the Murloc Queen and maybe the Behemoth. And with the Behemoth, we can get it with 2 hits if we take some tasty dishes and take a few things to get our strength up, you know. But for everybody else, we'll take off hack and slash because I'm not going to be using hack and slash. Only with hack and slash, I don't use that's a lot, but if you want area damage, it is good to go with. I'm putting Funky Dust so we don't die from poison. We got 19 stacks. These are a little more tankier. Still no problem. One hit on the Murlocs. Oh, it's already dead. We'll do this one, and then we'll do a Murloc Queen with a little more consumables. What's up, girl? 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 with no buffs. 5 hits on a level 100 Murloc Queen. Pretty sick how powerful it is just with those 2 things going. Your radioactive strength and feral rage. Not even having a lot invested into our strength right now. Now, with that much, let's go see a Behemoth real quick. And then we'll clip in a couple other Murloc Queens maxed out. I mean, it's like 3 hits. That's insane. 3 hits on a Murloc Queen. I mean, almost can 1 hit the Behemoth. And this is like I said, no buffs, no tasty dish. This is how powerful it is. I mean, you don't have to have a bunch of buffs to play this play style. It is a run and gun, not gun, a run and punch. Have a play style, you're going to be constantly moving. That's why I do suggest some of the perk loadout, like with moving target, really works really well to run like this because you're constantly running to your targets. Cavalier's not a bad option, but I think there's too much to be invested into strength. I'm missing it. That's just him. 1. I missed that punch. 2, 3, 4. 4 with no buffs. I mean, that's how powerful it is. I mean, you just plug and play with this unarmed build as a ghoul. It is super powerful and it's super fun. Alright, let's go here to the quarry. And let's see if we can get a level 100. And let's see how far we can push this damage up. Let's go ahead. Let's just take a Deathclaw Wellington. Let's help herself out a little bit. That's 21. I'll tell you what. Pushing it over the top. We'll take the bird, cancel out bird bones. Eagle eyes. Now we're at 29. It's so satisfying just punching something and seeing it disintegrate. Coming out, there she is. Oh, get me yet, girl. Almost 2 punches on a Murloc Queen. Dude, that is insane power. Totally underrated weapon. That is insane. Alright, hopefully I can convince you to try out this playstyle unarmed. Let's go back to the behemoth with the same buffs going. With our take 1 for the team, Deathclaw Wellington, cuts out a turn, have our strength up to 30. Man, we can get it up a little bit higher, but just even that little bit of a boost to show you the true capability of a behemoth, which is a very tanky target, and we almost one punch him. 2 punches on a behemoth. I was saying, pound for pound, this is one of the more powerful builds. It just doesn't have, you know, the rapid enough speed to be able to, but it has the damage. Definitely. Let's go to Scorch Beast Queen real quick. Not Scorch Beast Queen, but a Scorch Beast. And then we'll cut this other stuff, start going over the build. Now, this is what you will have to do if you want to use this. I have to take off. I'm going to keep Rad Reaver on because we're going to utilize it. We'll put Concentrate Fire at 3. We're going to take off Bloody Mess and put Critical Savvy. And in order to cripple her, I'm going to take off White Knight for right now. I'll put Enforcers. I'm going to use a Pepper Shaker. Alright. Let's get a Pepper Shaker. If you do it like that, you'll be able to use your weapons and vats. To the land. All right. Three punches. Not a problem. Right, back to the main event. Hopefully I can persuade you to try Unarmed. You can see we're getting like 2,800 on the non-weak points. And if you'll pay attention as we start to get our stacks up, we'll get over 4,000, like 3,800 right there. So it's pretty insane. It's a decent time. They've increased their health. It's probably about like a 7 or 8 minute time. But all right, watch the fight and we'll go over the loadout and the build. So we got 15 in strength, We got 5 in perception. We got 10 in endurance. We got 6 in charisma, 11 in intelligence, 8 in agility, and 1 in luck for the application of legendary perks. Now into the build. With legendary perks, you'll need 3 legendaries maxed out. You need an extra 15 points to pull the build out, which gives you 3 legendaries that you can use for more damage and you can use for more tankiness. Right now, hack and slash does get better area of damage, but most of your damage is done outside bat, so exploding palm is a good option. I run with that too. You just don't get as much area effect with exploding palm, so if you really want more mob control, I do recommend probably just using the hack and slash. You could also go with your funky dust, like when you go into the raids, or you can put the extra strings on top of your 15 strings and you will have a base of 20, have more damage. Feral Rage is cutting down the cost of half on our glow abilities, allowing us to use all of them and not run out of glow. Take 1 for the team is definitely needed for boss fights to give that multiplicative bonus. Over in the build, you see Feral Rage is working with Rad Reaver, which you're replenishing your glow when you're not using auto melee, and because the Feral Rage cost is half, it allows us, if you pay attention through the fight, we don't run out of glow unless we're taking damage. Most important part of strength really is radioactive strength, because it's working with your Feral Rage. Feral strength, being the feral, the extra 150%, giving you an extra 300% on your unarmed. So pretty sick. As you saw earlier video, you don't have to even have a lot of strength. Definitely, incisor is important because that 75% armor penetration is good, is allowing you to cut right through things. Martial orders for swing speed, blockers taking 40% less melee damage. Definitely want that. You could go with Bone Shatterer, or you just go with Arms Keeper, because it depends on what you're doing. If you're going against a boss, maybe I'd put on Bone Shatterer, but other than that, everything else is going to be 1 hit, so you're not really cripple anything. Grenadier working with our Hack and Slash and Exploding Palm, and Breathe It In is canceling out our Secret Service Under Armor. Now we got Life Giver maxed out, get more health, more glow, more life. We got Adamantium Skeleton working with our armor, which is causing us to be able to not get crippled. If you watch through the fight, you'll see that we never get crippled. Thick Skin to get a little bit of take a little bit less ballistic. Radiation Power is giving us an extra 20% from our glow, and we also have Glowing Out, so we can get our glow up with our toxic goo, and fireproof for more tankiness from explosions and fire attacks. Party Boys working with our whiskey, giving us an extra 6 to our strength. Strange numbers multiplying our mutations. Who doesn't want more? 25% more. Tenderizer adding up, you get an extra 100% once you reach that. Once you hit something 100 times. Demolition Expert is working with Hack and Slash or Exploding Palm, giving us more area damage. Fire is included when we switch Power Armor if we want to use our Lag Shredder. Silence Monster giving us 15% once we're hit. Mad Science is giving us extra 20% damage from our glow. Because our Rad Reaver and Feral Rage, it's not consuming our glow, so we're getting an extra 20% from that. Agility, there's a lot going on. I'll show you in a minute when we do the raid version of this. You could run it a different way, but if you want to maximize like a true more unarmed build, then I would run it this way with Gunsling Master. Unless you're in a boss fight. If you're in a boss fight like we are right now, then I would say we'll go with Hyper Reflexes, because you're going to be hitting the same thing, same target over and over, and you'll run out of those stacks. But if you're just going through normal events, go with the Gunslinger Master, and you'll be able to have your max stacks whenever you're playing. Moving target, very powerful card for us, because we're constantly running into targets, jumping, hitting things, so you're getting that extra 45% energy and damage resistance. White Knight, keeping your armor safe and tagged. You don't have to constantly repair it because you're up close and personal, taking a lot of hits. So you definitely want to have that card, make your armor last longer. And then we have Evade working with Hyper Reflex, giving us more evade chance. We got Critical Savvy. You can run with Bloody Mess if you wanted to. I don't see too much of a difference with it, but Critical savvy is there for whenever we want to use a weapon or something. Like I showed you, we got to put concentrated fire on there, so you can just keep critical savvy on there, unless you want to put bloody mass. It makes you feel better. We got one gun army. That is for whenever we run our pepper shaker. If you do got a lot of food busts, maybe and you don't want to, you could just run with good with salt. I do that a lot, but if you don't have a lot of food busts, or you just constantly want to go to your camp and get them from regenerators, you don't have to go with good with salt. You can just run with your one gun army there and have it ready whenever you do the raise. You have your one gun army ready, your critical savvy ready, your ricochet is there to take less ballistic damage. Very, very, very good cards. Now, let's go over real quick. We're getting early now. The weapons we're using for backup. First is going to be our Furious with weapon speed, +3 strength with pounders on it, and one with combo breakers. I recommend pounders like for a daily driver, because you can have your gunslinger master and have those 19 stacks and just have a lot of power. But if you're going against a boss, like I'm going against Earl right now, we're using the combo breaker because I never run out of AP. You see, we don't ever have a struggle with AP. We're able to just keep doing power attack of damage with the weapon speed, and we are chunking Earl's health away pretty decently. I mean, for just a punch, I mean, just constant, it is really effective. Backup weapons I recommend. You can go auto axe Furious with power attack damage, +3 strength with the pounders on there. Or if you want to run your shredder, which is more powerful and has higher DPS, but you will have to change a couple things in your strength column if you want to run with the shredder. The auto axe kind of synergizes better because you just can switch to it if you want to switch to it, and you ain't got to change any cards in it. But it ain't too bad. I mean, you take off martial artist as a 3, but martial artist as a 1, and then put your basher at 2. That will give you the basher damage, and you'll be able to use your shredder. So it just depends if you want to use your unarmed more and not affect its build. Keep your swing speed for your unarmed. Then the synergy with the auto access a little bit better. Alright, let's end the fight. Earl glitches out on us, otherwise it would have been like 7.5 minutes. So about what a golf spinning gun do outside bad. So it can solve a colossal problem. It ain't the quickest, but you saw some of the damage numbers. We're getting 6,000 and 4,000 on the non-weak points. But yeah, there he goes. So yeah, definitely a powerful build, fun, and let's get back into it. I mean, the shredder does share one radioactive strength, so it does synergize somewhat, but you're missed out with the basher damage, where auto axe is synergizing through your feral strength. So they both have some sort of synergy, but you don't have to change anything. So I probably think the auto axe is a little bit better. And now real quick, let's go over the armor. I do recommend running with torn armor because it's going to give you a bonus for bleed damage. 125 damage over 5 seconds, and melee attacks also, when someone attacks you, they have 250 bleed damage over 10 seconds. So gives you a little extra. It helps with smaller enemies. You can go with aristocrats, or you can go with vanguards. I didn't feel like get materials. I just went with aristocrats. I changed it. This was set up for my unyielding, bloodied, unarmed. So switched it for Ghoul. I do want to recommend going +2 endurance, as you saw earlier in the video. I mean, we didn't have none. We had negative strength. And we were still one-hitting everything with the power of radioactive strength and being feral. So more endurance means more glow, more health. It means you can stand toe-to-toe, and you won't lose your glow as quick whenever you're taking damage. That's why we're able to stand there with Earl, and then we hardly only had to refill our glow a couple times. And just sit there and just go toe-to-toe with him. So I do recommend +2 endurance. I recommend through hikers because there's too many good perks and strength and endurance. You don't want to waste 4 points in your loadout. It's already so crowded, you can't even get everything you want. So I would recommend through hikers. Cavalier is still a good option, but I think having more perk points to put in your build is better, in my opinion. I do got one piece with bruisers. The rest have sawbones, like I said, set up for bloodied unyielding. We are getting something from the sawbones, so it does make us even more tankier. We are regenerating health, so not only the bruisers, the 25%, you won't see them too much of a difference with it on there. So sawbones, I'd recommend if you want to put a 4-star on there. You really don't even have to have a 4-star. We do have polymer on every piece and strength on every piece. That's why we were able to stand toe-to-toe with Earl. We didn't get crippled. Polymer gives us a little more resistance and it makes it a little bit tougher. So definitely recommend having polymer and strengthen on your armor. Over in our apparel, we did use our Secret Service shielded because it gives us +4 strength, +4 endurance, and 2 perception. We cancel that out with 1 rank of breathe it in. It's only 15 radiation resistance, and the extra strength and endurance gives us more damage, makes us more tanky. And we want the high capacity backpack mod because we don't have to worry about a grocery or chemist, so it gives us extra carry weight. Definitely recommend running with that. Over in the buffs, as you can see, our strength is 24, endurance is 32, agility 28. So we're sitting good in all those categories for tankiness, for glow, for damage, for not running out of AP, getting our power attacks. The buffs I do recommend taking, I'll just take them, and these will be like ones like Cook Soft Shell Meat gives us 50 to our max AP. Company Tea gives us 10% AP regen. Boss Fight, do recommend having some cranberry meatball grinder if you got it. Deathclaw Steak from the Deathclaw machine. If you don't have Deathclaw Wellington, easy to get. You don't have to have it. I showed you don't have to have it, but in a boss fight, you want a little more damage. I would go with one of these if you got it. But for everyday play, the Cook Soft Shell Meat and Company Tea, the Peppermint gives us 8-tar endurance. Definitely recommend having that. These are all coming from my camp generator, so they don't take anything to do. I don't have to form them. Just go grab them. Squirrel on a stick. So it gives us 8-tar agility, so that's 80 to our AP, max AP. So that's helping our AP pool. And then for a boss fight, I do recommend going with one of the tasty dishes for 213% extra damage. That's a big boost adding to your damage for a boss fight if you have it. See, Company T's right here showing you generators. Finish the scoreboard, get your critter cooker, and you can get squirrel on a stick. Deathclaw roaster, you get Deathclaw steak, comes right there to you. And you get hot dogs, which will help your health and hit points. We got the Marlar steamer, you get Cook Soft Shell Meat, you get Marlar jerky, and you got Yasmin or Grandma as an ally. Shoot, they will give you really good buffs. And every time you log in, grab a tasty dish from them, or a Deathclaw Wellington, or a Ragdad stew, help with energy resistance. So you can get a lot of good buffs from there. You can also go to White Springs Refuge and go to the cafeteria and you can get tasty dishes too. Here's the peppermint. Oh my God, I can't say that. Peppermint. Who cares? You know what it is. I don't know why that word is tripping me up. Alright, so those are the buffs. Real quick is our mutations for the build is Bare Bones. You saw we didn't cancel out and we're still one hit and everything, so even if you don't cancel it out, it does affect your strength a little bit, but it does give you more agility so you can stay locked in your power attack damage, and also helps your fall. Carnivore, because we can get our tasty dish and get more damage, or Deathclaw Wellington gives us more strength than as a herbivore, and all the camp items give us everything we need, so you don't have to ever farm anything. You can boost yourself up really easy being a carnivore. Chameleon, you don't really need. Eagle Eyes is helping our pepper shaker whenever we're bringing the shield down, doing raids. Her vitality is giving us more strength, more endurance, more agility, more of all of our specials, so definitely needed. Recipial for jumping, Speed Demon for running, reloading. Talions definitely want that 35% extra unarmed damage. Plus, we got get bleed damage over 5 seconds. twisted muscles, definitely want that, giving us 35% more melee damage and limb damage. You want those, you definitely want those 2 mutations. You don't really need unstable isotope. And a little bit of radiation back when it kills little critters helps you out a little bit, but not super important. Alright, those are our mutations. That is the armor. And now you're wondering, how will this work in the raid? Can we use this in a raid? Well, let's go check it out, and I'll show you a few things we can tweak, and you can still run the raids with this build. Here we are for the final piece of the puzzle. Can we take this build with a few simple tweaks, make it raid worthy, and be able to grind out the Guardian or the whole raid, any part of the raid really? But we're only going to showcase on the Guardian. Yes, very, very simple. You're already set up for melee, and it really works well with, especially with our auto axe, because we don't have to change anything with it. So it really synergizes well with that. Well, like I showed you with the Shredder, you do have to change a few cards. It ain't that big of a deal, but I mean, if you just want to pull it out quickly, the auto axe, it's not as powerful as a Shredder, but it's still pretty powerful. Still powerful enough. So, like I said, we don't have to change anything in strength. If you do want to use a Shredder again, you put 1 level martial artist at 1 and put Basher at 2, and then you'll be having your Shredder, having your damage. They do share that card, the Shredder, and the unarmed build, but unarmed and the auto axe share the Feral Ghoul. So that's the Feral strength, that 150% melee damage. That's what it's sharing. So that's why it synergizes well together. Look, we do have to take off, just like we did with the flying creature. We need to put concentrate fire at 3, so we can start to lock in VATs, and we're not going to want to consume our glow with the auto axe. We're using it, or the Shredder. Take that off and go ahead and just put Ironclad at a 3, a little more tankier, and parts of the raid you still will run. You put thick skin on there, so you don't have to wear your power armor all the time. So you still benefit from that when you're not in your power armor. The only other change here is the Mad Scientist. It does cost your glow, and we'll put Stabilize on, so we are benefiting from it for our Pepper Shaker, or if you're using your Shredder, you'll benefit from it too. Now over in Agility, we had to change a lot. You could in Agility run with this and not have and just keep it like that, but I like changing a few cards. Ain't that big of a deal, and White Knight definitely comes in handy with your armors. You're gonna be up close so much, but you could just leave, like, your Gorilla Expert, your Gorilla Master, then you put your Gunslinger Expert. Now we get all our stacks, and put Enforcer. You could leave it like this, and you'll be more than okay. But it depends on what you're doing. I mean, if you're going to use your one arm on some bosses, I would suggest showing it, run it like I had it set up. Give yourself a little more tankiness, but you'll still be okay if you just want to leave these on here and not change them, just so you have your Pepper Shaker ready all the time. You'll still be getting good damage, because all those other cards are just mainly like defense and tankiness cards, adding to our defense and our resistances. So you could go without them and be okay. One Gun Army, we're working with our Enforcer, working with our Pepper Shaker, Ricochet, obviously. We need that. And your Critical Savvy, where Bloody Mess was, that's where we can get locked in VATs and get our VATs criticals, even though we're feral. I would change Hack and Slash off. And you can put more strength, right, if you wanted to, or you just put, your Funky, put your Funky Duds on, because you're going to be running through the raids, and you're going to need that poison resist. Alright, so there we go with that. We will be utilizing our Furious Pepper Shaker with limb damage. That's active point cost with conductors. And like I said, we'll be utilizing our auto axe. I will try to do a couple hits outside power armor. Maybe I can show you. It does get, I know it does get good damage. It's just not fast enough. Just not fast enough. Let's change our backpack. Oh yeah. and you just can't get enough hits. Now we can do it. Go hide and go hide inside and let the heat wave happen. But we're not going to do that. I'm sure I reload him. So you can use it to do it. You want to, but this is the quickest way. Use slime cake. That way, we need glow. We get glow too. A few cans of that. A few slices. I mean. Get a couple more slime cakes. Definitely got to keep that because we don't got troubleshooters on, so. Alright, he's gone, so let's just show you a few hits. 7,000, look at that, that's crazy. Just can't get it enough, so let's just switch over to our auto axe. And we'll just finish him off with the auto axe. We could do it, go jump and hide from the heat wave and do it that way, but that shredder would be quicker. But like I said, we didn't have to change anything our strength. You run with the auto axe with this, and you won't have to worry about changing that. You can pull it out whenever you want to pull it out. But as a showcase, you don't really need to, because the one-arm build, I mean, you can take out anything in the wasteland, any boss, except maybe the Guardian, but you can still do it. It's going to take a little more time. You know, you have to go hide and come back, and the snake will be a little bit tricky. But anything else, that one arm, you don't even need auto axe. You'll be able to just punch everything and destroy everything. Even you saw destroy Earl and all the other creatures through the wasteland. So hopefully I've enticed you to maybe think about it, playing unarmed, and try it out, try something a little different outside the meta. And I don't know if you like melee or not. I don't know if you even like unarmed, but I think it's fun. So it's one of my personal favorites. It's just fun punching something and seeing it explode or knocking something out. Just something satisfying, being up close and personal, brute strength. Feels like you're a Hercules or, super mutant or whatever. Yeah, we are a mutant. Duh, we are mutated. Yeah, well, I'd like to know y'all's thoughts about it, and let me know if you're going to try unarmed or not. And hopefully this video will help you out and get you on the right path. And like I said, the more you play Fallout, you got to be able to play different play styles, otherwise you're going to burn out real quick. So, with all that being said, I hope y'all thrive and survive out there. It's Big Red. I'll see you in the next one.